All right, so once again, we have Zbrush Core Mini on the left and Blender on the right. So this was just a Squidward that I've sculpted a while back in Core Mini. But right away, you're gonna see the two different approaches. So in Core Mini, I have to start from a sphere and then stretch, and that's it. I don't have any subtools or anything like that. But in Blender, you can see that I'm blocking it out, meaning that I can have a shape for the head and the mouth and the nose, and I can work on them independently. And then eventually, when I wanna do some details, I can go ahead and remesh those together. But there's pros and cons. So on the left, since I can't do that in ZBrush Core Mini, I was able to dive into these details much more quickly. Both of these sculpts took 30 minutes. In Core Mini, you can see I'm already doing details with the eyelids and the wrinkles and all the, kind of those secondary forms. But in Blender, it still looks like a potato, but that's okay. So blocking it out this way takes longer, but ultimately the pros outweigh the cons. So it is slower. I think everybody would agree that this approach is slower, but I have far more control. If the head was too small, I can adjust just the head or the eyes or the nose, and I can really nail down the shape. And I think it really shows in this sculpt. The ability to do that, I think the Blender sculpt turned out better. In ZBrush Core Mini, it was quicker, but I have a lot less control. I was playing with the forehead a little bit, and I needed to adjust, but I already had some details in there, so that can be a tough thing for sure. Over in Blender, let's see what's up. So I have mirrored the eyelids, the eyeballs, and I have remeshed the eyelids together, at least the top two. Just nailing down some of those large wrinkles, where those might be, still working in symmetry. I might work in symmetry this whole time. I'm not sure. It was a quick lunch sculpt. Just sculpted it on my break. I forgot to mention on the left-hand side, that was a render that I had done, and it was baked into my file. So that is what you're seeing there. Working on the mouth inside of Blender, and things work really, really well. This is my 7th sculpt inside of Blender, and things are just getting a little bit easier, which is awesome. You would think, as many videos as I've put out on this channel, that I would be totally experienced in Blender. No, that is not the case. This is literally my 7th sculpt in Blender, so I'm learning all the time. There for a while, it was really tough, and I hated it. But it's growing on me, and I really can't wait for Blender 3.0. Let me know in the comments if you're excited or what you're excited for in Blender 3.0. Bouncing over to ZBrush Core Mini. Look at those juicy details. I really love those wrinkles under the eyes, like the little warts and pimples, things like that. It's worked great. That's one of the pros of Core Mini, is like it uses the ZBrush magic. It just is so smooth. Things just work. Blender, I have issues still. I will say Blender crashes a heck of a lot more than ZBrush ever does. Software always crashes, no matter what, but Blender crashes a lot. So I think you all can feel me on that one. Back over to Blender, working on some of those details. I use the remesh function as well as the multi-resolution to get those little bit more details in here. And I think that in Blender, Blender's better in the sense for this sculpt, just like all because of the eyes. And Core Mini, I feel like the eyes are really far apart. I think just I nailed it. I was able to block out in Blender. I nailed the pupils a lot better. I don't know what I was thinking over there in Core Mini. But yeah, I think Blender wins this one. Let me know in the comments below who won. Blender, ZBrush Core Mini.